I'm Lisa, and today we're going to be talking about advanced Facebook ads with
Kamila Gornia from Heart Behind Hustle.
All right, I know a lot of the time you guys have so many trainings on Facebook ads. They all seem very beginner, so let's talk about some really advanced strategies with someone who does this for a living.
Sounds good.
Welcome, Kamila. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about you and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm the founder of Heart Behind Hustle, and I'm a business coach and marketing strategist, mostly working with female entrepreneurs like coaches, experts, authors, and service-based entrepreneurs as well. So the biggest thing we look at is how do we increase your impact, grow your community, grow your audience, and position you as an authority leader in your niche while increasing your sales as well. So that's a little bit about what I focus on.
Awesome. So let's talk about one of my biggest pet peeves, which is people who are taking Facebook ads courses that were made 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. So why don't we talk about what's different today versus 5 years ago?
Yeah, so in the Facebook ad world, things change pretty much all the time. So even a year ago, things were quite a bit different in terms of what's actually relevant and works today. So, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, there wasn't as much competition on Facebook. People were using Facebook for their own personal use, and there were businesses on there as well, of course, but it was much easier to actually get really good conversions because they weren't quite as many advertisers. So you could put up an ad, as long as it stands out, it typically does a good job. Nowadays, people are a little bit jaded when it comes to seeing ads because we're seeing ads everywhere. So it's not so much about how can you stand out in the newsfeed, it's more about how can you blend in a way that makes you seem like you're just a part of this conversation and you're not necessarily screaming into people's faces, because people are not going to relate to that very much now because nobody wants to see ads nowadays. So when it comes to your actual ad, how can you make sure you're showing up in a way that's going to intrigue people enough to actually click through? And sometimes it's not going to be putting just your cover, your book cover on the ad. It's going to be, you're going to have to test a couple different things. But testing different things, Instagram ads are also very popular right now. Making sure that you're taking advantage of retargeting and different split testing, a lot of different things that a lot of people could get away without before, but it's totally not the case anymore.
Great. Yeah, that's a great point. So what's an old strategy that you still see people trying to use that you really wish they would stop?
I think the biggest thing that I see people doing is boosting their posts for no reason whatsoever. And let me back up for a second. So when I say boosting posts, there is a reason to boost your posts. If you are being strategic with it and there's a reason for why you want more traffic or why you want more engagement on a post, then great, go for it. But most of the people that are boosting their posts, first of all, they don't actually even realize they're actually running ads. They're like, well, I'm just boosting posts. No, that's an actual ad. What you're doing when you're boosting is you're telling Facebook you want more engagement on a particular post. So then these authors or entrepreneurs are surprised, hey, I boosted this post and I didn't get any sales. Well, it's because you told Facebook that all you wanted was more engagement, right? So you want to make sure that you're being very specific around what do you want these people to do. If you want them to click through to go to your Amazon page, then make sure that your objective is clicks to website, not boosting or something else. So you just have to get a little bit more detailed and specific when it comes to your ads versus just thinking that it's going to be as simple as just clicking a button and hoping and praying that it works.
Perfect. So do you like ads that make it appear as if they're from a friend? I think that's called masking.
Yes, I love ads like that. That's basically what I was sharing before. It's these ads that are showing up as more native within the news feed. So, a lot of times what you can do is include photos of people or yourself or someone else that makes it seem like it's an actual photo that was taken by somebody real. The photo does have to be high quality, so don't go taking one like the dark with that you can't really see what it said, what it is. That's not going to be a very good credibility marker for you. But yeah, it's just a little bit different. So people want to feel like they're engaged and they want to be invited into reading versus being forced into reading. Because if they're forced, if you're just like in their face with all these like borders and like attention and all these things, they're just gonna keep scrolling past. And when no one is engaging with your ad, then Facebook is going to notice that, and it's going to give you a lower relevance score, and therefore your ads might actually not be seen by very many people. Even if you have a bigger budget, it's not uncommon for people to not even spend the entire budget because Facebook isn't showing it to people because no one cares. And Facebook's main goal is to keep the newsfeed and the whole Facebook experience positive and engaging, and a place where people can actually come and feel good versus feel like they're just being advertised to. So you have to keep in mind Facebook's algorithm and what they're looking to create, as well as the user experience.
Wow, that's great to know. So what is an ad sequence and where is it best applied?
An ad sequence is basically when you're putting a couple of different ad campaigns together. So it really depends on what the campaign is, what is your overall objective. So there's different people, there's different types of people that would use ads for their books. So some people, I don't know if you're talking to nonfiction writers ever, but if you're a nonfiction author, something that I see a lot of people doing is doing the free plus shipping to get more book sales, and then people are just paying for the shipping. So that is basically a funnel, right? So you approach it a little bit differently, where you actually have this asset of this page that you're sending to. You can actually put pixels on those pages, Facebook pixels. And that is typically the ideal solution, right? Because you get to send people to a page, you can pixel these people, and then if they didn't buy, and they didn't get to the thank you page after having purchased, you can pixel those people too, and then you know who landed on this page and didn't buy. And there, creating some retargeting ads. So retargeting ads are always going to be your least expensive ads, as long as the people that are landing on your pages are the right people. And very often you're going to see incredible ROI on those. So definitely use those as well. And then if you have anything after that, like maybe you have some upsells that you want people to buy, maybe you have other books, then also pixeling these people that already purchased and getting them to see your other books as well. Or maybe you have other campaigns like tell a friend or buy a second one for half off or whatever. It really depends on what it is that you're doing, what the strategy looks like, and then using ads to support that from there.
That's interesting. All right, so let's move on to talking about video ads versus image ads. Do you have a preference, and what's the strategy for each?
Yes, so it also depends on how experienced you are when it comes to Facebook ads. Usually I recommend people to start off with image ads, and the reason why is because images are much easier to create and easier to change and edit and tweak. So because of this, you just have one image. If it's not working, you can throw up another image, and that's great. Now, if you have a video, while video works really well, you want to make sure that there's a lot of other elements that are also right, like the video quality is solid, that the audio quality is solid, what you're saying in the video is solid, or maybe you're not saying anything at all, maybe it's just an animation, but there's so many more elements that you're testing, so many more variables that are added, that it's a lot harder to test because you don't know why a particular ad might be working or not. Is it because of the copy? Is it the video? What is it? So for most people, I do recommend they start off with image ads, and then if they want to build more of that know, like, and trust factor, maybe they want the author to actually feel more like an expert, and they want to build that credibility and that presence for the author herself, then using video might be a really good fit because people really connect with video in a much deeper way.
Perfect. So what's your favorite split testing tool?
Good question. I actually don't like using any split testing tools. I use everything within the ad manager. Used to be Power Editor, and now they're merged together and it's one same tool. I really find that the results tend to be much easier and better, and you don't spend as much money. The reason why I'm not a big fan of split testing tools is like Adespresso and things like that is unless you have a really big budget, it really doesn't make sense for you to use these tools because it's going to be, it creates so many variables, and unless you have a bigger budget, you're not gonna really know which one of these is performing better. So I always do all my split tests natively in the ads manager, and it tends to work pretty well.
And when you say bigger budget, are we talking $20, $1,000?
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's good. So I would say I would recommend anywhere, a bigger budget is anywhere for an author, I would say above $100 per day. It could be even more than that. If you're spending less than $100 a day, I would consider, just not going with the crazy tools and things like that.
And then what are some key success criteria every Facebook ads manager should demonstrate before hiring them, in case people are watching this and thinking, okay, great, I just want to hire this out?
Yeah, so if you're looking to hire it out and you're looking for the right person, I would definitely find out who has this person worked with, what are the results that they've gotten, and really understanding like who do they like working with, what's their favorite industry, and just understanding like their preferences. Now from there, really understanding what is their background and what is their experience. Have they only run Facebook ads for themselves, or have they actually run them for clients? Because there's a lot of people out there that are not very expensive, but it's because they maybe just took a course and now they're trying to figure it out, and maybe they've run some ads on their own but haven't really done it with clients. Now there's also, Facebook ads are definitely a science, but there's also an art to it. So make sure that you're working with someone that has actually been using Facebook ads for quite a while versus being newer. So usually, that means the budget that you have towards a Facebook ad manager needs to be higher, because honestly, I think it's worth it, because they're going to set up your ads in a way that is going to be set up for conversion, for getting you results. So either to spend the money up front for the right person versus hiring someone that doesn't really know what they're talking about. Maybe they're saying things that, make you feel like they know, but they really don't. Maybe they're using outdated strategies that don't work anymore, and they're cheaper, right? But then you have to hire someone else to actually fix the work that they did, and they were running all the ads, and I just see it all the time where people are hiring these people that are cheaper, and the quality of work definitely correlates with that too. So
good point. So where can authors connect with you if they want to hire you to run their Facebook ads?
Yeah, so if you want to talk about Facebook ads and you want some support, you can go to heartbehindhustle.com. There's a contact page on there, and you can let me know what you're looking to create and why do you need Facebook ads, and I can let you know if working with me or maybe getting one of my courses is going to be the best next step for you. So
thanks so much for being on today, sharing all your awesome secrets. So just to recap for everyone, we talked about Facebook ads, what worked 5 years ago or even a year ago versus what's working today. The old strategies you should abandon, masking ads, ad sequences, we talked about video versus images, split testing tools, we talked about Ad Espresso versus the Facebook Ads Manager, as well as key criteria if you've decided you want to just outsource this all and hire a Facebook Ads Manager, as well as how to hire Kamila if you'd like to hire her. So we hope you found this helpful, and we will see you guys later.